When was the last time you took care of a patient with a massive lower GI bleed? Considerably less common than the upper GI bleed, and beyond giving blood, reversing anticoagulation, there aren't a ton of medications or interventions that we can offer as resuscitationists. It's important to get your consultants on board early after you've done that initial stabilization. We often think about calling GI here, but there's not much that they can offer in the patient who is actively bleeding. Colonoscopy is not going to be diagnostic, it's not going to be therapeutic. But interventional radiology and general surgery can be extremely helpful in this circumstance, but it's important to understand which of those services you need to involve. And CT angiography can be really helpful in making that determination. There are some groups that recommend getting CT angio in any patient who has had lower GI bleeding in the last 4 hours, but I find that the yield is pretty low unless the patient continues to have active bleeding. In the patient with active bleeding or any hemodynamic instability from a lower GI bleed, get the CT angio as soon as the patient's stable enough to go for it. If you see a blush on that angio, IR can be the win. On the other hand, if that angio doesn't show a bleeding vessel, general surgery is going to be your best bet to get a successful intervention for the patient to stem that hemorrhage.